family helping yours.
The First Alert team, the best in Georgia.
Parker's Kitchen is my new daily coffee stop.
Gourmet beans are freshly ground for every cup. Get your own cup of great tasting, freshly brewed coffee at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta. Breaking news.
Well, breaking news tonight at 6 o'clock. We're learning more about yesterday's school bus crash in Aiken. I'm Will Rio.
And I'm Zaina Halliburton. We now know that 32 students were on board the bus when school officials say they were hit by another vehicle. This happened around 3:50 yesterday afternoon on Drag Strip Road near Atomic Road. We now know the students on board were from Jackson STEM Magnet School and Silver Bluff High. South Carolina Highway Patrol says the vehicles hit each other head on and the other vehicle had lost control.
We're told that driver was hospitalized and the bus driver, along with 2 high schoolers, were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Administrators say counselors are checking in on students following this crash. Of course, we'll continue to follow this and update you as we learn more. Switching gears to weather now. Severe weather is on the horizon, and your First Alert weather team is making sure you know what to expect.
Your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale joining us in the Weather Center. Riley, the weather team is issuing a First Alert for this upcoming Monday. What are the concerns?
Yeah, the concerns, Zaina, are going to be strong to severe storms. They do look possible as we head into next Monday. So this is for the last day of March, March 31st. I know it's a good ways away. We don't necessarily have a ton of details, but it does look like the signal is there in our model guidance, and it looks like all modes of severe weather will be possible. So I want to make sure you're staying updated on the forecast. Have that way to receive any updated alerts by having our First Alert weather app that you can download for free, Apple and Android store. Here's a look at the day. Don't want to ignore this. We are a little bit breezy and air is very dry, so there is a low fire risk across the area for today and will continue tomorrow. We'll have more on that coming up in the full forecast.
Thanks, Riley. New tonight, justice for an infant murdered by their own mother. April Short now pleads guilty to stabbing and murdering her 11-month-old child at a home on post at Fort Eisenhower. It's a tragic situation that made national headlines back in November of 2023. Investigators say Short killed her baby to, quote, be with Jesus and God. Short previously pled not guilty in May. As part of her guilty plea, Short agreed to a 20-year prison sentence along with financial penalties and 5 years of supervised release after she gets out. Sentencing will be at a later date. Well, millions of dollars in improvements for downtown Augusta could negatively impact the businesses it's trying to help. Phase 2 of the Broad Street Improvement Project is set to bring the heart of Augusta up to code and improve parking and safety.
But that'll mean parking directly in front of dozens of businesses along Broad Street between 5th and 15th will be unavailable at different points in this process. And that means businesses could be impacted.
Your Sydney Hood joins us live from downtown Augusta. Sydney, it's important to keep in mind this isn't just restaurants and bars affected here.
It's your boutiques, it's bicycle shops, barber shops. Just about every single business on Broad Street is going to be impacted by this construction. Now take a look behind me. This is Broad Street from 15th Street all the way down to St. Sebastian Way. You can see crews are already underway on this portion of the construction, making their way down Broad Street. Now, several of the business owners I spoke to today say they understand the need for improvements, but they want to be a part of the conversation when it comes to these improvements, and that's the message that some business owners brought forward to commissioners today.
In the name of progress, I think it has to be done.
The path to the finish line, however, is bumpy.
We're just going to have to wait and see what really happens and how disruptive it is.
I'm just nervous to see if they're going to be efficient on Broad Street, knowing that it's the main street. And I know they've been avoiding Broad Street for so long because of that.
It's not just 1, 2, or 3 businesses concerned.
Until we see plans, I mean, we're not going to be comfortable.
Just about any business you talk to has something to share.
It's very uncomfortable to be told something but not see proof, and to not know what to plan for.
Penelope Ballas Stewart is just one of several business owners going before commissioners with concerns.
I kind of gathered from what was said today that we're still on the 500 block going to be losing parking for a bicycle lane, which is unacceptable. We can't afford to lose that much parking on our block.
And moving forward,
very encouraged to see a few of the commissioners really put some pressure on the engineering committee to make us part of the plan.
Because local businesses are the heart of downtown.
At the end of the day, we all have each other.
So we can either love each other or isolate. So I think just being together is going to get us through any kind of construction or anything that goes on downtown.
Traffic engineering will come back to commission in a couple of weeks to present a revised plan based on some of the community meetings that they've had with some of these business owners on Broad Street.
Well, it's nice to see them voicing their concerns. We know downtown is really a busy area.
And we know they're reconvening in a couple of weeks when we have one of our larger events going on. We have a very large tournament going on, so it's going to be interesting to see how a lot of the people coming into town react to some of that traffic in downtown Augusta. Thanks for the update there, Sydney.
The DNA testing company 23andMe has announced plans to file for bankruptcy and to sell off its assets, which could include your genetic data.
Senior investigative reporter
General Alan Wilson also spoke up today about the potential for your genetic data to be sold if you use.
Well, this week marks 6 months since Hurricane Helene hit our area, and even though the time has passed to apply for financial assistance through FEMA, it's not too late to get help.